Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. It is Sunday. We're going to ease you in to Sunday with this fabulous masterclass. My name is Sharon Blinton. We have got the next couple of hours concentrating on something that I absolutely know you're going to love, because it is something that you've loved so many times before. Now, we'll get on to exactly what's coming up in a minute, but talking of things that I know you're going to love, Debbie Fisher's in the studio. How are you, Debbie?
Yay, I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. How's your Sunday been so far?
It's been amazing. I get to work with the best people, so it's all good.
Oh, awesome. Don't say that when the other shift is in, though, because you get in trouble, trust me. Yeah, it's going to be great, isn't it? And a masterclass, Debbie. So a really good opportunity for people to get their questions in, but also maybe get into a bit more detail, a bit more nitty-gritty when it comes to using some of our Crafts Companion products.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, double-sided dies are the future for all die cutting. So they're amazing dies and they're great to use. And I really want to show you how simple and easy they are to put together. And we've got loads of demos planned for you for the next couple of hours. So don't go anywhere because I'm going to be showing you so much of what you can do with them.
Absolutely. I was going to say we will, but that would be the royal we, because obviously Debbie's going to be showing what you can do with them. It's a great opportunity as well, this show, for you to get in touch with us. If you want to do that, you can do so very easily by dropping into the comments on social media. So I am monitoring the comments on the Crafters TV Facebook page, and also you can drop us comments also on YouTube, and we'll pick them up from there as well. Loads of people are saying hi from all sorts of places, from the Netherlands to South Australia to Oklahoma. We've got Bridget, Rachel, Betty, Diana's here, I can see Marie as well. Loads of you saying hi from all over the place. We've got a new Australian viewer, I think, you know, Debbie. Rachel is in Brighton Beach in South Australia.
Wow.
I wonder what the weather's like down there. What do you think?
How nice would that be? Just to, be laser. You know what, Joe? We don't want to be on the beach. We want to be here. What are we talking about?
Well, if we could be on the beach, maybe we could get to like a craft room. We could maybe like a beach crafting apparatus we need to design or something like that. So we could be on the beach. We could have our iPads, so we could be watching Crafters TV, but also crafting along at the same time. I think that might be.
We could have, Joe, we could have our Gemini Go. Take our battery pack. We can craft on the beach.
Absolutely. Let's go to the beach each. Let's go get away, Debbie. Right, shall we crack on and show you what's coming up in this show? Because we've got two fabulous deals for you on our double-sided dies. And the first one we're going to look at is the Christmas collection. Now, these are absolutely gorgeous. What you're going to receive in here is you're going to get this one just here, dashing through the snow, firstly. And what you've got here is you've got this die, which is, of course, double-sided, which is going to cut for you all of this detail that you can see just here. So that is your first one. That's dashing through the snow. You're also going to get the Bethlehem skyline as well. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but all the detail that it's cutting is all of this gorgeous detail just along here. Now, the great thing is that what you're doing is you're doing it in one pass. It is then adding all that detail. So it's like a topper and a matte layer is being cut at the same time, if you will. So you're going to overlay the two together to give you something gorgeous. That's that one. Now, in this collection previously, the next one that we've got has always been your most favourite. Now, this is the delightful decorations. These are your baubles or your ornaments, depending on where you are from. The great thing is as well that you've got a lot of blank space in here. So you want to put, maybe do like a stained glass window technique behind them, add a glitter card and all those different textures you can. The string of lights is also wonderful for doing your stained glass window style techniques with as well. Then we move on to the trio of trees. So think about stacking these up as well. You don't need to just use these once. As you can see here, in one pass, this is exactly what you're able to create. And my favourite one in this collection is this one here, which is the snow flurries. As you can see, it's going to give you all of that gorgeous detail, and when it's layered up, it just makes something really, really exquisite in one pass, which is the awesome thing. £65 or $65 to get your hands on these. There's some really gorgeous cards being created with these by our design team, isn't there, Debbie?
Absolutely, Joe. I've just been having a look through. I've got to show you this one. Let's have a look at this. How saucy, as lovely is this card? It's gorgeous, and that's made with one of these double-sided edgeables. It looks amazing. But I've switched to the everyday, so it's just because I see that card, so I'm going to quickly pop them down. I just love that card. I was like, how clever is that? It's just really feminine, really lovely. Love that one. But we're going to go for the Christmas ones. We're going to go Christmas. Okay. So we're going baubles today. So we've got our edgeables down two sides of our cards. I love that. These are the versatility of them. And not only can you cut them into the full piece of card, you've then got that layering bit that goes over the top, which makes them look extra special. Use them in different ways at the top and the bottom. bottom. Make them as simple as you like with this. I mean, look at those baubles. They look amazing. Sorry, not the baubles, the lights that go along the top. Using your glossy accents and glitters in the top there. And one more we'll show. I love this one. The simplicity of this one is just a really gorgeous Christmas card. And that colourway is a really nice one to do, especially if you're doing mail Christmas cards. So they just look amazing.
They really do, and remember, it's all in one pass with our double-sided dies. They are patented to us here at Crafters Companion as well, so you will not find double-sided dies anywhere else out there on the market. Now, yesterday it was World Card Making Day, and there was a cheeky discount going on over on the Crafters Companion website, so we thought we'd bring it in for today as well. We'd make it a whole weekend-long thing. You can use it all the way up until the end of the today. All you need to do is take notice of that code. We've made it really nice and easy and memorable for you. It is WCD 10 off 30. So it's World Card Day 10 off 30. Just jot it down, because if you're spending over £30 or $30, enter that code at the checkout and you'll get an extra £10 or $10 off your spend. You can use that as well in conjunction with your Club Inspired discount as well. So it would be it needs to be £30 or $30 after your Club Inspired discount has been deducted. So definitely avail of that as well. Just a nice little bit of extra juicy discount for you this weekend. What I would say is, well, I'm about to show you the everyday collection now of the Edibles. We've got a multi-buy on at the moment. You can get any two for 22 or 25. That is across all of the Christmas ones that I've just shown you, but also all of the everyday ones that I'm also about to share with you as well. Now, these everyday ones are absolutely gorgeous. There's a really lovely vast array of different styles within here that you've got. So what you've firstly got here is the stars. So all of that lovely detail. This has been double cut, this one as well. So if you see, it's cut on both sides there, which is absolutely beautiful. We've then got the hearts in here for you as well. And again, it's been used twice here with one of our 3D, one of our double-sided flower dies there too. This one here is absolutely gorgeous. This is the Fleur de Lis, and you can see it cuts that really, really gorgeous intricate detail. But that is just one pass. You've got a topper there, and you've got the matte layer as well. The next one here, this one is absolutely gorgeous. This is the lily border that you've got here. And again, all of that exquisite fine detail in the corner of there. Debbie just showed you this one a moment ago, done as a corset, but it's the diamond lattice. This is it used in a different way here. And you can see it is really, really gorgeous. I love how sort of geometric that one is and symmetrical. And then finally, the other one that you've got is the garden border. Again, you can get all 6 of them on their own there for £50. That's down from £77.94, which is great value. Or it should be £137.70. Today it's $89. A great, great deal. And also, Debbie, I know we talked a bit about then about double-sided dies and how great they are. Edibles as well are so versatile, aren't they? So the two together, you know you're going to get something super versatile, but you're also going to do it quite quickly, which is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And just being able to do a double layer, I mean, that is quite spectacular, being able to do a double layer in one die. So that's one die passed through the machine. If you don't know what double-sided dies are, then it's all a mouthful today. Double Debbie double-sided die day. It's all the D's today. But I've just picked up this card, Joe. Look how gorgeous this card looks. Now, this is using one of the layerable Edibles, but it's actually been made into a Christmas card, and it looks gorgeous. I love this. The snowmen, the penguins, sorry, were on yesterday's show. So if you go back, you'll be able to see the double-sided dies that we had to make the little characters. But look how cute they look on there. Just amazing. And then maybe just using them down the side, and you can see what that double-sided edge does. It creates that matten layer for you. So you get that top part there, and then you add that extra piece in at the side that cuts out at the same time, and matten layer them on the top. They look amazing. And just being able to create different looks of cards, that looks spectacular by just using an embossing folder, using your die on the top, matten layering that up to make it look gorgeous. And I'll show just one more, this star one, which has got this extra added bit at the bottom. So the double layers has gone on the top and the bottom of the card, and that looks amazing. I mean, these, especially the stars, they're very versatile. So someone that's passed their driving test, any occasions really, those stars are gonna go for you. Graduation, anything like that. So really versatile dies. And we're really known for edgeable dies, Joe, at Crafters Companion. I think we were the first company that brought edgeable dies out, and now we just do some amazing ones.
They are great, and also what I would say is this is a double-sided edgeable masterclass. There are hours and hours and hours of masterclasses available on our edgeables, and the double-sided edgeables working exactly the same way that the single-sided ones do with regards to the amount of different techniques that you can do. So definitely get yourself back over to the website and have a look at all of those previous masterclasses featuring these products. Very busy across both items. I'm hearing that some of you are actually multi-ordering, going for both sets of the edgeables. Easy to see why we're on such a great deal. Remember as well, you're going to get that extra £10 or $10 off when you spend £30 or $30. Just make sure you're using that code WCD10 off 30 and you'll get that extra £10 or $10, which is awesome. What you may need though to go with your double-sided dies, of course, are some double-sided plates. These are what make them suitable to go through your Gemini machine, and we've got two different sizes here for you. So this is for the junior. If you want to grab these ones, £10.39 or $13.56 to get your hands on those ones. We do also have the regular standard size, the Big Daddy size, which is $15.99 or $19.96 if you want to get your hands on those ones. We've also got some double-sided adhesive sheets available for you. These are $5.99 or $9.99. These are awesome. You can actually pop these through with your die cuts to make your die cut elements self-adhesive, which is absolutely awesome. And we also have foam sheets. I must say the foam sheets are not always in stock. It's very rarely that we have these in stock. I know they come in and they sell out time and time again, so it's great that we've got those available for you. $7.99 or $11.99. And there's a lovely Edgeables Essentials collection as well. Now this is your Centura Pearl Pastel selection. It's really, really good sort of pearlescent cardstock there. And you've also then got some low tack tape and a pokey tool as well. So really is everything that you need to get started once you've got your die cutting machine and your dies as well. Loads of people saying hello. Sarah Brown, also in Australia, has let me know that apparently the clock is wrong. The Melbourne clock is wrong. Daylight saving happened apparently this weekend. We need to change it. It's now they've gone forward an hour. So I'll change that in just a second. So it always confuses me, Debbie, because you know we're spring forward, fall back. They're spring back, fall forward.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. Because they're on the
it's
because they're on the other side. They do it the other way around. Margie is saying, I have the Christmas dies. I'm excited to see what Debbie does with them. Evelyn's loving those. Penguins. Deborah's saying as well, we've made a morning person out of a long late sleeper. You're both a joy to wake up to in California.
Aww.
Well, I'm glad that we are easing you into your Sunday. If you want to let me know what you're up to, what you're crafting this Sunday, do let me know in the comments. I tell you what I did see the other day, Debbie, and maybe people could let us know about this at home. It was on a radio phone-in I was listening to the other day, and it said, what is the best and most ridiculous thing you've bought since the start of lockdown? Because we all seem to have bought these, like, you know, these things that you just would never normally buy them, but because you're at home doing loads of internet shopping, you seem to have just ended up with all of these things. Have you got any random ones, Debbie?
I was just trying to think. I don't think I have, Joe. I think I'm a bit boring. So, yeah, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, I bought a melon baller.
Oh.
I haven't eaten any melon since lockdown. I don't know why I bought a melon baller.
I did buy something, Joe.
What did you buy?
Now you've said that, I bought a chipper.
Okay, like a potato chipper to make French fries.
Yeah.
What did you buy, Johnny?
And it was rubbish.
Johnny bought a sandwich toaster maker. How many times have you used it, Johnny? Oh, he has. He has actually used it quite a lot, to be fair. So maybe it wasn't ridiculous. But I would love to know what is the best and most ridiculous thing that you've bought since this year. Let's go with this year because it's been one of those years, isn't it? Right. Any questions that you've got as well, please get them into me. If you've used any of our double-sided or edgeable dies, I would love to see your pictures as we go through the next couple of hours as well. You can drop those into me by going to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Email them to me there. But Debbie, where are you going to kick it all off then? What do you fancy starting?
Right,
I mean, it would be nice if we could demo all 12 of them, but we just don't have the time. So I don't envy you trying to narrow this down.
No, we don't, but I'm going to try and get as many in as possible. And if we can do it, we'll try and get in 6 demos, but we'll just plow through as best we can. Now, what I need to start with more than anything else is if you don't own double-sided dies, and this is your first opportunity that you want to take to get them, you do need your double-sided plates. plates. Now, double-sided plates are plates that look like this. Now, what's amazing about these is they're a different colour, so you can't get them confused with anything else. These are really strong. Your plates will come to you like this. When you start to use them, I'm going to bring in my plates. My plates then look a bit like this. So now my plates at home look even worse than this because they're literally scratched all over, and you can use all four sides, so do not just stick to one side. What's great about these, they don't warp, they stay really strong and they stay in good shape. So once you've got a set of these, you can then, these are going to last you years in fact, and what I would say is when you've used them loads and loads and loads and loads of times, and I'm talking hundreds of times, what tends to happen is in all these cracks the fibres of the card sticks in them, so it becomes almost like sawdust. Just get yourself a bit of sandpaper, sand it down, and your plates are as good as new again. So these are going to last you for absolute ever. So make sure you get your double-sided plates first. All you then need is for your Gemini, and they will only work in our Gemini machines. They've been developed especially for our Gemini machines. We haven't tried them in any other machines, so you know what we know is they work in our machines. And all you need is your 2 cutting plates. That's all you need. Now sometimes you might find if you've got maybe thicker cards, you might need to add your metal shim, but that's the only thing that you'll ever need. So what we're going to start off with is our base plate, then we're going to pop in our double-sided plate, and then what we're going to do is bring in our cardstock. Now what I've done here, I'm starting with a really nice simple one. We've got a piece of card. Now what I've done is I've just drawn myself a pencil line which can be rubbed out. This gives my guide of halfway through the card because I don't want to put a score line through there. Now your double-sided die is just that. Now I'm going to be using the snowflake, oh it's the snow flurry. It's got a really lovely pattern on one side, and if I turn it over it's got another pattern on the other side. Now this is why they're double-sided dies. The technology that have gone into these blows my mind because I just think we are the first company to ever do double-sided dies. We are also the only company that will ever bring you double-sided dies. So that excites me as a crafter, so I know it's going to excite you as a crafter. We're going to place this, so we've got our 2 edges at the side which are nice and easy to see. I'm going to place them just on that line in the centre of the card, and then I'm going to grab myself some tape, and we're just going to hold that into place just at the side there. And then I've got another piece of card which I've drawn another line. Now I've done this so this piece of card here will fit into the section below, and I'm going to place this over the top of that card, just lining up those 2 lines. So let me just make sure that's square inside my card. I'm just going to grab another piece of low-tack tape, and we're just going to tape that to that piece of card there. And then we can run that through. So what we're then going to do is place our next double-sided cutting plate over the top, then our cutting plate, and then run that through. And that's as easy as it gets. So as long as you've got our double-sided plates, you can use them with any double-sided dies that have been out in the past and dies that are coming out in the future. So once you've got them, you've got them.
So why do we need the double-sided plates then? What role do they have in there, Debbie?
So what they are, Joe, is because if you think when we're die cutting, we have our base plate to die cut on. So this is our plate. Now because we have a plate to cut in, we need another plate the opposite side to cut into.
Right.
Now because they're thicker dies, we need a stronger element to actually cut into both sides. So the double-sided plates are an absolute must for using your double-sided dies. So, and you can see that's cut through here. So what I'm going to do is just take this away and take this one away. And what that's done is cut this beautiful pattern. Just grab my pokey tool. We're just going to pop all these pieces out, and you've got your first base layer. And what's nice about double-sided dies is you can choose any coordinating colours that you want. You can cut it into a card blank like I'm doing, or you can just cut it into 2 pieces of different coloured cards, and you're going to get just the most amazing transformation really for your cards. So
Awesome.
just popping them out.
Alina is saying, can the double-sided edge balls be used on any other machines besides the Gemini? You were saying we don't recommend it, weren't you, Debbie?
No, we don't. I mean, we haven't tried it, that's the thing. So I can't recommend that you do. All I can say is that they've been specifically made for the Gemini machine.
Awesome.
So yes.
Dawn says, hi Joe and Debbie from Morton, Pennsylvania. I took your advice, Debbie, and bought the Tri-Blend brush pens, and they are spectacular, so thank you very much.
So pleased.
How awesome is that? If you do want to see the Tri-Blend brush pens again, they will be up this afternoon, in a few hours' time with myself and Debbie for Second Chance Sunday, 4 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. East Coast, 8 a.m. West Coast. Another chance to see those. Denise saying how much she loves these dies. Ruth Ann is saying that she's going to grab her double-sided dies and have a play along with us. Shadaya is saying as well, since lockdown, she's hooked on shopping from Crafters Companion. She's been shopping with us and watching our shows every single day, which is lovely. We love that. We've got so many of you, and we have so many new viewers every single week as well. Maybe you're a new viewer and you've never commented before. Why don't you just give me a little wave in the comments? Say hello. Let me know where you are watching us from. I know we have hundreds of new viewers every single week here on Crafters TV, and we're very international now, Debbie. You know, all over the world, people join us from.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it, Joe? It honestly, it's just incredible that we get the support that we do from everybody, because it means so much to us. We love the fact. My main thing, which I always say with Crafters Companion, is the reason I love working for Crafters Companion is we don't just say, this is what we've got, do you want to buy it? Go away and play with it. We actually educate afterwards. So we do all these masterclasses and we continue to do them all the time. And it makes a massive difference for me that we offer that as well, because nobody can take everything in when you do it first time. It's just impossible, because you sort of, everything looks easy, doesn't it, Joe, when someone else is doing it? And obviously you then think, oh, that's easy for me to do. And actually it is easy for anybody to do, except you forget those little extra bits that you do, which is really nice to be able to go back and watch. So always, please go back and watch all our programs, because they're all on the internet, Facebook, and they're on YouTube as well, Joe, to rewatch.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, pop along to the Crafters Companion YouTube channel. There's loads of inspiration there for you. And the great thing is the education and inspiration is always free, which is awesome, Debbie. So you know that you'll be able to come back and get a hand with pretty much anything. And we have, let's say, I mean, we have presentations now for most of the products that we bring to you, so you'll be able to find some inspiration there online, which is awesome. That is looking gorgeous, Debbie.
Yeah, so what I've done here, Joe, is I've just used one of our stamps that I had in my collection just to do some stamping, just to create this nice pattern on the front. I mean, it's nice to have that plain one, but it's also nice just to add those extra differences. And all I've done is use my Oasis and my Midnight inks there. So, and then we're just going to pop our card. Now, what I've also done, if I bring this one in, all I've done is wrapped one of our lovely verses that we've got onto the front just to create it, and then a ribbon that I've just wrapped around, and then we can then pop that onto our card front.
Beautiful.
Now what's happened with this, Joe, because I've made it into a card blank, we then can just fold that over, so we've just got that lovely edgeable coming out, and then this is going to fit absolutely perfect over the top and give us that really beautiful 3D effect, which looks amazing. So I'm just going to stick this into place, and our first card is done.
How awesome is that? How many are you aiming for today, Debbie?
I'm aiming for 6, Joe.
Okay.
Shall we aim big
We
today?
are aiming high. Denise saying that she's got these dies, happy to see them in action. Tall Chicky 8 on YouTube. I love how colourful your names are over on YouTube. I already have this collection. Well, you need to dig it out. If you've got this collection, Tall Chicky 8, you need to let us know what you've been up to. We want to see what you've been creating with them. Send us your pictures, easy to do that. Details on the bottom of your screen, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. That's gorgeous. That is really, really lovely, Debbie. I really like that.
And it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the fact that we can get that edgeable feeling, but still get that multi-layering, it makes it look incredible, and a really simple design to do when you've got the double-sided dies and the double-sided plates.
Yeah, and I think that's the key with these, isn't it? That it is very simple to get something that looks very stunning. And if you are doing a lot of cards, then this would be a great way for you to make a lot of cards, but also have something that looks stunning. Also as well, Debbie, anything to bear in mind if we want to make to sell, we're okay to do that with these ones?
You know what? That's the best thing about Crafters Companion. We have an amazing, very talented design team, an in-house design team that do all our in-house designs, which means you can literally make whatever you want to make and sell as many as you want. Yep, absolutely
Awesome.
fine.
Right, let me just quickly run you through again what's coming in for you in this collection. Now, they are available individually if you want to get them individually. They are $12.99 or $16.99, so definitely much better value if you go for the main collection itself. So where you're actually cutting here as well, again, you'll see is what you're cutting is you're cutting this element just here, and then you're also cutting out that the reindeer there with Santa as well. So what that's doing is it's then allowing you to then layer that up to get a really lovely finished effect. So that one there is dashing through the snow. The next one we've got is the Bethlehem skyline, which is this one just here, which is really gorgeous. So you can see here you've got that base layer and you've got that top of that layer there as well to give you something that gives you a really lovely scene when it's all created together. Very popular normally individually is this one here. This one is your delightful decorations, and it is your gorgeous ornaments or baubles, depending on whatever it is that you call it. There you can see that is what you end up with, is that lovely finished layered effect just there. This one works in a very similar way. This one here is your string of lights. This one is great if you want to do things like your stained glass window technique through there. If you want to paper piece these back together, it's awesome for allowing you to do that as well. This one here is your trio of trees, and these are awesome for Christmas, but these are also great all year round. Any kind of wooded scene that you're doing all year through, you could use these for. And then finally, this one here is your snow flurry. So you can see it gives you this really lovely layered effect. Let me show you how that translates as well into some finished card projects too, because I've got a handful of gorgeous finished projects just here that I'd like to share with you. So here you can see the trio of trees done as a finished project, and it's been used also not just on the front of the card, but also in the back element there as well on the insert. This one here is that Bethlehem scene, but this has been done as a Z-fold card, but as a smaller Z-fold card, like a 5x5 Z-fold. It's not something I've seen a lot of before. This is your gorgeous string of lights, as you can see here. So again, using it on the top of a card as a topper. We've got those decorations, those ornaments, those baubles here. This has been used as well with a little bit of vellum there in the background. Really lovely. We've then got that one as well, which is your dashing through the snow. And finally, that snow flurry one there as well. Really lovely. So that's just a snapshot of some of the ideas that you're going to be able to create once you've got these home. Remember, there are so many different edgeable techniques out there. There must be, well, we're still discovering them all the time, and you guys are always sharing information as well, and sharing with us the pictures of what you've been creating, which gives us even more inspiration. So that's your Christmas Day ones that were just there. We're going to look next at the everyday ones, which are here. Now, these have always been so popular, and they continue to be right now. So what we've got here, this one is your stars. So what this has done here is it's been used twice here, and it's cut those side panels in there absolutely beautifully. So that one is your stars. You've then got this one here, which is the hearts, which is just gorgeous. Really lovely. Again, done twice, just as then popped into a fold back. The fleur-de-lis is really lovely. So fine and detailed, that double cut that you're getting all the way along there. The next one we've got for you is this one here, which is your lily border. I think this might be my favourite from the everyday, you know, because it is really gorgeous. Let me just pop something behind there so you can see that look how beautiful and fine that all those die cuts elements are. This one here is your lattice, which is maybe my second favourite in this collection. Really lovely. This is actually your most popular at the moment as well. Cut there in that pattern paper with that gorgeous bronze mirror board behind. Really gorgeous. Very effective. And then finally, you've got your garden. What's this one called? This one is your garden border that you've got there. So really lovely floral elements within that one. Now, if you want to get that one, £50 or $89. However, thinking about it, no one's going to spend £50 or $89, are they? You're going to get it for £40 or $79 because, of course, you're going to be able to use that extra £10. Now, all you need to do is enter the code WCD10 off 30 at checkout. Because it was World Card Day yesterday, we'll give you an extra £10 or $10 off. Remember as well, you can use your club discount across absolutely everything we bring you here at Crafter TV. And if you did want to mix and match, you can mix and match between the Christmas ones and the everyday ones. That's the details on your screen at the moment. 2 for £22 or $25. The best way to get the best value is to go for the larger collections. Absolutely, that's always the case. But it is very, very busy on that multi-buy today as well. Drea Richards says, hello, first time commenter. She says, I've been binge watching for 2 weeks now. I love all of the Crafts Companion tutorials. I won't miss any masterclasses live again. Mary saying as well, Debbie, do you finish off the inside of the card so the opening of the cutout isn't showing?
The opening, oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I don't know. I know a lot of people do because they don't like that, but I don't mind having that at the back. So
what does she mean by that?
So what she means, I'm going to bring this one in, this cutout piece at the back of the card.
Right, okay.
So a lot of people would then mat and lay a card inside there so you wouldn't see it. So if you put either a white card or, I've got a ink over mine, but that's fine. You can put a card to layer inside and outside so you can cover that off. But I actually quite like the idea that you can see that that's cut out of that piece of card. Yeah, that doesn't worry me at all. So I don't, but I do know a lot of people that do that. So I think it's just personal choice if you want to cover it, absolutely. In demoing, we don't tend to decorate the inside of the card, but if I'm making a card for someone, I would absolutely mat and layer matching papers inside and decorate it. So yeah, I think it's a good way to be.
Awesome. Okay, absolutely. Debbie, what do you fancy sharing with us next?
Yeah, so it was really strange because as you said, the diamond lattice, is it the diamond called a diamond?
Diamond
yes,
lattice is the favourite, yes.
And that's literally the one I've got on the table to demo because I love this one too. There's something very regal about a lattice, but also there's something very sort of in the garden about it because it's got that lattice effect, which is really nice. So what I'm going to do is show you how to use it on a slightly different way, and also how we can match up our cardstock to our actual print as well. So I've got just a, I believe it's a 6x6. I'm just going to double check. Yep, so I've got a 6x6 inch, 6x6 square card blank, which we're just using, and I'm going to place my die onto a slant over the card edge like this, and then I'm going to run that through. Now because it's a double-sided, we've got our cutting in edge here, but I know, now this is the only thing you need to watch when you're popping them down, is that your cutting edge is on the outside. There's no cutting edge along this side. So I know when I place it there, the cutting edge is going to go along the bottom. Now always check that because you can't tell on this side, because this side is going to cut out the pattern more than the edge, where you can really tell on this side where that cutting edge is. So we're going to place that over, pop it again into our double-sided plate platform. So again, our base plate, cutting plate, one of our cutting platforms, pop our card on top. So I'm just making sure that goes in the inside there. And then what I'm going to do, now this is where, because I can't see exactly where I'm going to be cutting my card, I just get a piece of card that's going to cover the whole lot because it's easier. I find it easier to actually just pop that on top, have it cut out and then cut it to size. So that's a much easier way of doing it rather than doing it all sized up and worrying about where it's going to cut and if it's going to cut in the right place. And then we're just going to carefully, because I haven't taped that down, so I'm just being really careful so when that runs through it's not going to move. But you can tape it down, and it's probably the best way just to make sure it doesn't shift where it's going to go in there. So that's running through nicely in our platforms. We're just going to take that out and then you'll see all that beautiful cutting detail.
Denise also loves the lattice as well. She's with us there, Debbie. June says as well, talking about tips on the everyday edgeables. I'll ask you that one in a minute when we get back to the everyday ones, Debbie.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see we've cut out all these bits. I mean, they would be amazing. I'm just going to drop that there for your shaker card. Look at all those bits. That would be amazing for your all little shaker cards there. So cuts out beautifully, lots of lovely little bits. We've then got this piece here, which is going to fit beautifully over our side. And all I'm going to do is take some scissors and we're just going to trim that down. And actually, I think I'll pop that one going across here. And then that takes off that edge, poke those few out, and that gives us a really unusual shape and almost like a fanned edge to the shape of our card there, which looks amazing. And then we've got our next piece, it's going to fit on the top. So what I would suggest is layering this down where it's going to be, is put that the right way. So over the top. Oh, there we go, and to there. So can you see it's slightly different, which is why I say have a bigger piece of card that you can cut into shape. So we're going to pop that there, and then all I'm going to do is turn it over, grab myself a pencil, which I did have to hand, there's one there. And then you can just draw around the actual card there. And it's just, for me, an easier way to do it. I'm not worried about this bit coming off because we can square it off afterwards. And then take your guillotine, chop that in. And then if I just bring in my finished one here, which I've already cut to size, you can see then, we then have that piece that will fit perfectly over the top.
Oh, yeah.
So I would always recommend that when you're doing it and you want to layer up your card blanks, just make sure your card is bigger than where you're putting it on the card and then cut it in afterwards. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to grab my dotty tape pens. I'm not sure if they're on the show, but they're definitely on the website. I'm just going to bring in a piece of card. Because I've got this intricate pattern, using my dotty tape pen, we'll just pop it, put all the tape exactly where I need it. Around there, and then I can just go in then with my normal tape pen around the edges.
How awesome. June says she's struggling with the everyday edgeables. Which element do you need, which part do you need some help with, June? Let me know exactly, yes. Be precise, let me know specifically what you're struggling with, and we'll make sure we help you out. There's June over on YouTube was saying that. Getting very busy now. It's the multi-buy, I think, which is exciting people the most. You know, people are cherry picking and going for 2s and 4s, but across the 2 different collections. You've absolutely got the ability to do that if you want to. You can really mix and match any 2 for £22 or $25 across both collections, which is awesome.
So I've just got a piece of card that I've took out of the Garden of Love, Sarah's Garden of Love collection. So this was just in that paper pad, but obviously you can use any papers that you've got in your stash, and just make the colours coordinate with that. So popping that in there and over the top. And all I'm going to do, because I want to make this really nice and bright and summery, I've just got a bow that we're going to pop on, and I've got some of our double-sided dies here, some of our flower dies. So I'm just going to shape this a little bit, bring in some of our 3D Collal or glue gel. I was going to say all-purpose, it's not all-purpose. Just pop that onto here. Let's just take that piece of tape off.
That's a lovely big bow.
Yeah, sometimes I think we get a bit frightened of adding ribbon, but it really enhances things. So we've got a nice big bow, and then we're just going to pop some flowers on. I think it's always nice to keep things nice and bright.
You've got to channel the sunshine now. You see, now it's October, Debbie. We need all the brightness we can get. Talking of brightness, you've got yourself a new car.
I have.
Gosh, I knew had to put my sunnies on when I came into work today in the car park. It's bright yellow. It's like the colour of that cardstock you've got there.
It is, absolutely. I love it so much, Joe. It's just really part of me. I love it. It's just all nice and colourful. But do you know why, Joe? I have to say, I didn't go for the colour for anything other than practical reasons. I'm terrible for losing my car in a car park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is the truth, because cars to me are red cars, black cars, grey cars. So I see a black car and I'll try and get in it, and it's not even mine. So, and I've genuinely done that. And now I can spot my car a mile off, and so I know where I've parked every single time.
There you go. You'll never lose it now, Debbie.
And there we go. So what's lovely about this card is you can use it 2 different ways. So if if you wanted to have it on its side, you can have it like that. If you wanted to use it straight down, you can have it like that. And it's just a really nice, beautiful design that just looks really different. And that's what I love about edgeable dies. Just put them on an edge of a piece of card and you transform it into something that is so beautiful that the recipient is going to love it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is a beautiful card. And again, I mean, you know, a little bit of time taken there, but still fairly quick. You know, for the amount of payoff that you get, I think is pretty awesome. Right, I'm going to run through again both collections for you. I'm going to give you the details for the individual items as well, because a lot of you are now going for that multi-buy. So if you want to go for the individuals, these are the details that you need as we go through. So the first one I've got here is dashing through the, which is of course dashing through the snow, as you can see, which is going to give you that gorgeous Santa Claus there with the reindeers, and you've got that lovely little cityscape in here as well. If you wanted to as well, don't forget that you can use one side of these double-sided dies at once. So if you needed that cityscape to go into a different card project that you're working on that's not even a Christmas one, absolutely you're going to be able to take that away and just use that element. Exactly the same in this one here, which is your Bethlehem skyline. You can do exactly the same there. You can just use one element of the die. You've got two sides on each and every one of those dies, remember, to give you that beautiful layered effect that you've got. We've then got the Christmas baubles as well, which is this one here. So you're going to cut that matte layer, you're going to cut that topper layer, and then when you sandwich them up together, this is what you're going to achieve right here. You've then got your string of lights, which is awesome. This one as well particularly would be great if you maybe wanted to extend this. No reason why you couldn't do that. Make it a little bit longer. The next one that I've got is the trio of trees, which is this one just here. So again, you'll see it cuts the two different layers out for you. So you've got that perforated layer and you've got that regular base layer there as well to give you that lovely finished effect on there, which is awesome. And then the next one you've got here is the snow flurry, which it's a really, really intricate, detailed one. Reminds me of like the Ice Queen. I don't know why, it reminds me of like Narnia or something like that, this one. It's really got like a mystical, yeah, that's it, Johnny, the back of the sleigh in Narnia, that's what it reminds me of. Really, really gorgeous. Now, if you want to go for them individually, you can. Two for $12.99 or $16.99. However, two of them, £22 or $25, which is awesome value for money. Now you can mix and match across not just those Christmas ones, across those everyday ones that we've got for you here as well. So you've got the stars, which is this one here, which is this beautiful finished project that you can see. Now what it's actually cutting for you is all of this fine detailed layer here along the outside. So what you see is that it's not just a single layer of detail cut what you've got there, that's actually two different layers. So we've got the base layer, which is the blue cardstock coming through, and then what you've got is you've got the white layer that goes over the top of that. So that's why it's a double-sided element. So that's two different die cuts that you've got there on the front of the project. This one here again with the hearts, what you'll be able to see is that the white layer is of course the top layer of the cardstock there, and that pattern cardstock is the layer underneath, and both of those layers have been cut beautifully. It's why it gives you something. With your edgeables, they look stunning of course, but why this takes it really to the next level. It really is going to up your game, but you're still only doing all of this in one pass, which is awesome. And again, you can see here with the fleur-de-lis, the base layer is cut in the purple there, and you've got that more pale blue layer over the top, which gives you all of that lovely fine detailing. The next one we've got here is your lily border, which I think might be my favourite actually. I mean, it's just so gorgeous, and I love how deep as well that die cut element is there. It's got a lot of detail cut into that one. It reminds me of like a Tudor palace or something. I'm not quite sure why, but it's definitely got that kind of vibe going with it. This one here that you've got, this is the lattice. So again with the lattice, what you'll see is you've got that sort of copper coloured mirror board underneath. I'm not sure you can see, you've got that lovely fine detail as well over the top of there with the patterned paper over the top of that as well. Really lovely. And then on the back element there, we've got that negative cut back into there as well to give you that lovely finish when the card is open. And then finally, we've also got the garden border here as well, with again all of that lovely detail that has been cut in there. $12.99 or $22.95 is your price if you want to go for that one. Right, don't forget as well, if you are using our double-sided dies, you will need to grab some of our double-sided die plates if you don't already have them. We've got the junior ones available for you, which are these ones just here, $10.39 or $13.56 is your price for those. We do also have the larger ones available too, if you'd like to go for those for your bigger machine, $15.99 or $19.96 if you want to go for those. The adhesive sheets are available. Always busy when we have these double-sided sheets in stock, $5.99 or $9.99. We do have the double-sided foam also in stock as well. Great for your shaker cards, that double-sided foam. The double-sided foam is $7.99 or $11.99, which is brilliant. I know Debbie just talks about using the guillotine there a few moments ago. If you want to grab the guillotine, we've got the smaller one of the two available for you, $19.99 or $27.96 if you want to grab that. Also a wonderful essential starter collection as well. So maybe you're going for these edge balls today for the first time. These are three items that are really going to help you with these, because you've got the pastel card stock, which is going to be great for cutting with your dies. You've got that low tack tape to hold everything in place, and then your pokey tool, which is going to be invaluable when it comes to popping out all of that detailed precision die cut elements every single time. Loads of you still chatting away. Sue says, I like watching Debbie's demonstrations. She always comes up with a different design and ways to use the product, which is awesome. It's really awesome. Stacey says as well, it's my birthday month. Happy birthday month, Stacey. This month, and I'm picking £100 worth of goodies from the Mister. So I'm going to have a look on the website to see what I can get. How awesome. Laurie says, it's Joe. So again, my dog is laying on the back of my chair, looking over my shoulder, watching him. Ah, isn't that cute? I wonder what sort of dog it is. Laurie, let me know what sort of dog it is. I do love a doggy. I was in a pub a few days ago, Debbie, and there was a miniature Dachshund puppy. Is it Dachshund, the sausage dogs? Yeah. He was 9 weeks old. He was just all big floppy paws and just big ears, and like he just kept licking, just coming up to me and kept licking him. It was beautiful. I'd love a doggy. I really, really would. Anyway, enough from me. I will stop digressing. Any questions that you've got as we go through, please do let me know over in the comments. Remember, if you've got any of our double-sided dies, any of our edgeable dies, we'd love to see what you guys have been up to, what you've been making with them. And also, do you know what? Maybe it could just be any cards, because let's face it, it was World Card Making Day yesterday, and we're going to give you that discount. I'll just remind you, remember, if you're spending over £30 or $30, you can get an extra £10 or $10 off at checkout. You just need to use the code, details are on the bottom of your screen there, WCD 10 off 30 is what you need to use, and we will take a £10 off. You just need to make sure it's £30 or $30 after your club inspired discount has come off. You can use the two in conjunction with each other though, which I think is absolutely awesome. Getting really, really busy, Debbie, as we knew we would. They're just so popular. They've always been, haven't they, these two collections? Some of the most popular that we brought to you.
Absolutely. I mean, edgeables are popular anyway, but I think it's just took it to a whole new level when you can do double-sided edgeables, because that's incredible in itself. I'm just going to show a quick few samples, because we really do have some amazing samples, using them twice on pieces of card here. This one here, using in conjunction with other things that you've got in your stash, and being able to create these just most amazing pieces. I love this one, the simplicity of it, with just those string of lights going down the side. And I have to say, this one has to probably be one of my favourites as well. The baubles look really beautiful, and done in mirror card looks exceptional. Just really amazing things. And I'm going to show one more, and this is not the demo I'm going to do next, but I'm going to be using this die. I really like ones that really show that tradition of Christmas, and having a card where that's on the inside. I mean, look at that, decorated on the inside.
Has that been cut with, is that like a vinyl, or is it just a card?
It's just our shiny cards. It's just mirror cards. So that's black mirror card and gold mirror
how
card.
awesome.
And it's actually been done through an aperture card. It's, yeah, just absolutely incredible that the things that we can do with them. So going back to our Christmas ones, I'm going to be using the Bethlehem skyline. It's a really lovely design. It's great if you want something that is more traditional, and just so many different ways you can do with them. So again, you've got your scene here where you've got Mary and Joseph, and you've got the little I nearly called it a shed. Was it you, Joe, that called it a shed that time?
Oh, what?
Someone called it a shed.
Oh, the manger. I think it was you called it the shed, not me.
I don't think it was
And you know the good old story. Mary went out in the shed, and then all of a sudden she had the baby.
It was you,
she
Joe.
was in the man cave. No, I don't know. I'm not sure it was.
Someone did. Someone called it a shed, and it's stuck in my head since then, and it's not the shed at all. So, but there you go. So I'm using two pieces of cards. So you've got then the skyline of it as well, and your little Star of Bethlehem. So I'm going to cut. So just decide what colours you want to cut into what piece. So I know I want my star to be in sort of that goldy colour. So I'm just using a piece of cardstock there, and then I've got my next piece of card which I'm going to pop on top. So again, now what you could do is bring in your junior plates, because we do, and actually I haven't touched on that. I'm just seeing if we've got some at hand. Oh yes, we have. I'm just going to bring in the junior ones, because basically what they are is just half the size of the other ones. So if you have got a junior, you can go for the double-sided dies. You just need to go for the junior double-sided plates. Okay?
Katrina was asking as well, can you repeat the sandwich again as well, Debbie, when you put it together?
Oh, absolutely. It's very simple.
So with these, do we flip these and rotate them like we do with our regular
Yeah,
plates?
absolutely. Just so don't forget that you have 4 cut-in sides. So 2 on each side and you get 2 plates. So yes, definitely rotate them, cut them in different places on your board. You can tell, so when you start to look at your board, you'll be able to tell that a lot of this is cutting in one place and probably not so much on the other side. So definitely switch them around and start cutting all over, because it's all usable. But actually, it doesn't matter where you cut on this plate, they keep really straight.
Awesome.
They're just, yeah, these are amazing, really strong plates. I think, I could be wrong, so I'm not 100%, but I think they're made out of a carbon, which makes them that real toughness. Yeah, so yeah, a really good, strong quality. And all you actually need is your 2 Gemini cutting plates. So I've got my first base cutting plate, then I'm going to pop in my double-sided plate, then we will pop in our piece of card, and then our die on the top. So I'm just going to line that up at the bottom there. It doesn't matter really where it goes. I could, in fact, pop it near the top, because it gives me a little bit more scope on the bottom of where I want to place it. And then with this one, I'm doing exactly the same, but just placing that over the top there. And then we can, now I am going to tape it down just to show you, because I'm not taping them down, but just in case you feel like you need to, just put a big piece of tape just to hold that in place there. And then I'm going to use my other double-sided plate on top, because our die is cutting up against that, and then putting our cutting plate on the top. And that's all you need to use. So it's really simple. There's no complicated platforms that you have to put in. It really is just your 2 cutting platforms and your 2 double-sided plates, which is very easy.
Super simple. I'm guessing as well you'll always be able to find that sandwich combination on our website if you ever get stuck. So you can always come back and look there, and there's a wealth of information over on the Crafts Companion website, which is all totally free to access, which is brilliant.
So what this has done is cut out our little Mary and Joseph. So these little elements can be used on anything else. Take my tape away there, and that's given me my first cutout. And then our next one, and that's given me my second cutout. And all you need to do, like with any edgeable, is just snip that away. So cut in where that is on each side. And then just going to use my pokey tool just to grab my star out. And there we go. So that gives us all our little elements in one cut. I mean, that's the thing we do have to appreciate with our edgeable dies. This is one cut that's creating both of these die cuts in one go. And
it is clever that, on one piece of metal you're going to get, a die that cuts both elements there, which is absolutely awesome. And they are, I know you might look at them and think, well, £65. But do you know what? I would even say £65 for single dies of this quality. £65 for 6 edgeable dies would be amazing value. This is like you're getting 12 dies in this collection, though, really, when you think about it, because each side of that die is actually cutting. It is twice the amount of cutting that you'd be normally expecting. So the value is absolutely incredible when you look at the double-sided dies, especially when they're in this configuration.
Yeah, absolutely. It is amazing. Now, what I've got here, Joe, you can't see it too clearly, but you can see I've got a bit of plastic in my hand. So I've got a piece of acetate, because I thought it'd be really interesting to show a card made completely from scratch. So all I've done is took a piece of cardstock, so white cardstock. I've then done it. So when I place my acetate here, it's the same length, but it's actually longer. Can you see? So it's probably about an inch. So I've done an extra inch there, which means we can create this dome front on the top there of our piece of card. So these sort of cards you really want to make your boxes with, which look really cool, because you can make a box and your edgeables to go in. And actually you could use these, Joe, on top of your box as well. Cut them into box lids. They would look incredible.
Awesome.
So all I'm going to do is stick my piece of card to my, or piece of paper. So this one is from our nativity paper pad. Just popping that on top, just in case anybody is crafting along and wants the actual pads that we've got them from. So that gives me my base piece. Then I'm going to just use some, I haven't got no red liner tape to hand, so I am just going to use my tape pen. But with something like this, because we're having it wrapped round, I would definitely recommend using some red liner tape, because that's really, really strong and that won't come away. And I'm just going to bend that. So I've just scored it into place, and then just using my tool here, if you just go down, I mean, that's actually quite incredible, and I think we could probably pick that up, but you cannot see any glue marks in there, Joe, so that's really good in our tape pens. And then what I'm going to do, we're actually going to wrap around our actual die cuts that we've done.
I haven't seen this used. Wait, I haven't seen this done before with these.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in actually my scoreboard. So I'm just going to bring this in, pop this one down, and all I'm going to do is just pop a little edge there. So that will wrap around our first part. So I know that will turn there, and then I'm just doing this by eye as I go along, so you can see exactly how easy it is. And then I'm actually just going to fold that one round, and that will stick into place when we pop that there. So let's just use again our tape. And
loads of questions coming in as well. Keep coming them in. I'll keep getting them into me, and I'll pop them across to Debbie at some point as well. A lot of people saying, Kathy saying the Mini doesn't have the double-edged plates. Would you recommend cutting the double-edged dies in the Mini? I don't think so. Would you, Debbie?
Sorry, the Mini doesn't.
Double-sided dies. Would you use them for your Mini?
So the Mini with the folders. So yes, I have actually tried them through the Mini in our folders. So, and they work. The double-sided dies do work through here, but I am going to tell you it will put a lot more deeper cuts into your plates than what they would do if you didn't have the normal ones.
Because they are those thicker dies.
Because they are a thicker die. So if I wouldn't recommend it, because that's not what they're made for.
Do as I say, not as I do. Is that you're telling
That's
you're telling
exactly
us,
what
Debbie,
I'm telling you, yes. I did it just to see if they work, and they do work, yes. I'm hoping one day we will have some plates, but the nature of the Gemini Mini is that it's quick crafting, so you've got that one folder to go through. So if you did want to just do a few, it won't harm your machine. There's nothing you can do wrong. It will just cut quite deeply into your folders. You might want to just keep a folder just for that, just
awesome.
to use for that.
Great advice.
So what I'm going to do now is just stick this one down onto our acetate. So popping that into place, and again that will go just around. Popping our glue in.
And would you, with the cardstock, would that normally be red line, or would that also be tape pen normally, Debbie, at home?
Well, tape pen is our go-to. I've done that, I should have put that higher, but never mind, doesn't matter. I've got one that's finished, so, but what you would have done, sorry, I wasn't concentrating because I was talking, you would put that a bit higher, because then this would go lower. Does that make sense?
Does indeed.
And then we can wrap that round, so it creates those layers. So what I will do, so you can see, and then when you pull this all in, mine's a bit longer at the bottom, but I'm going to bring in the one that I have done, right? So exactly the same, you just make sure you take that up a little bit. So if I wasn't talking so much, I would have concentrated more. And you're just going to pull them round the sides, and then with your piece of card, which I've now glued onto this bit, so let's just take that one off. You didn't see me doing that, did you? And then we're just going to glue these parts into place. And it's just going to make a really nice, quick card that you've done from complete scratch, just using some acetate and your cardstock. So
which is great, which is, I guess, what the double-sided die is all about. You getting something quite quickly that looks like it's taken you a really, really long time to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what we want, isn't it? With crafting, not only do sometimes we want some sort of quickness in that, we also want something that we can play around with and design ourselves. And double-sided dies definitely do that. They just give you, and if I just hold that round, I'm just going to bring in some sentiments and a piece of ribbon. And then I've just had some gems. I've just put a little gem over the top here, which we will then just place in the sky there. And then our ribbon is just going to go on the top. So just placing my glue around here. Onto there, and at the back, Joe, we'll just pop some tape. Tape pens are so easy. If anyone's not got any tape pens, they definitely need to pop some of those in their basket. And then we've just got our sentiment here, and I'm just going to use my 3D glue
You're all about
gel.
the chunky glue today, Debbie.
I know, I'm using a lot of it today, aren't I? I do like to, I think it's because it's the 3D effect that the dies give that makes us want to make it even more 3D. And if I just turn that one around, and then we can see, there we go. So it just gives that really, it pops out even more, just being able to create that 3D effect that really springs out, and it looks beautiful.
It does look absolutely gorgeous. Now, you guys have been sending us in loads of what you have been up to as well. And we love it when you send us in your creations. Let's have a look what Sandra's been up to. Sandra sent this in to us yesterday. She's been making some gorgeous cards. That looks absolutely lovely. Sue King's also been super busy. A little bit of colouring on the go here, I think, by the looks of that. Really gorgeous. Oh, and then one of those double-sided toppers that we've got on the show today for you as well, from the Christmas collection there. Mary, the lovely Mary in Tennessee, sent us in this one as well with those double-sided star dies there. A first birthday card by the looks of it. Really gorgeous creations there from all of our lovely crafters. If you want to send us your pictures, we would love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them in to us. Keep your comments and questions coming in as well. Getting very busy on the everyday collection at the moment. I'm going to run you through again. It was the multi-buy that people were going. Now it is the whole collection, which seems to be really spiking people's interest at the moment. So this is what you've got here. So firstly, with this, you can see on this card just here, you've got all of that gorgeous detail that you can see cut on the inside of there. So what you've got is there, so the blue layer is underneath, that is the matte layer, and then this white layer is the top layer then onto the top of there. So it's actually cut 2 layers of cardstock just there. The next one that we've got just here, this one is your heart, and again with the hearts, you can see that red cardstock there. That is the pattern paper that's underneath, and then you've got that gorgeous white cardstock giving you that really lovely detail on the top of there. Now this one here, this is your fleur de lis, so you've got all of this beautiful, intricate detail cut into there. The little floral elements, you've got all of these gorgeous little flourishes in here as well, and then you've got that matte layer too. This one here, this is your lily border. As you can see there, I think that is absolutely stunning. The next one you're getting in there is the diamond lattice as well, which is this one just here, really gorgeous. That was done almost like a corset in one of the finished project earlier. Really lovely way of using it. So fine and detailed, that one. And then you finally got this one here, which is your garden border also, which is a really lovely way of using them. You get all 6 of them there in the everyday collection. Great value for money at £50. Although think you're not going to spend that, are you? You're going to spend £40 or £79 because you're going to use that discount code right there. It's going to last up until the end of today. So you've got today to capitalise on that. So make sure you don't miss it. Get a great price using that code. You can of course use that in conjunction with your Club Inspired discount also. We've got a great adhesive bundle on the show for you. They're like the trio really of glues that you definitely need in your lives when it comes to the wet glues. You've got the tacky glue in here. You've also got the all-purpose, and you've got the chunky with and the chunky without the tools. That's the 3D glue gel in there, which is like a silicone glue gel. It doesn't have that horrible smell. £12.97 or £22.39 if you want to get your hands on those. Andrea says, Joe, tell Debbie she has inspired me to pull out my edgeables. Tell her I said thank you. I'll tell her you said thank you. Yolanda as well says, oh, that dome front card with the Beverly Hem skyline. Any chance that you could give me the measurements for the card, Debbie?
Absolutely, yes. Let me grab it. So the actual base card at the back is 4.5 by 5. And the strips you would need, I would say, would be a 5.5 by 3 for both pieces of card, and that will give you the depth then to be able to do them on the front. And your acetate would be the same. So I would say your acetate would be, so that's 4.5, 5, and I would do your acetate as 6.5. Okay. And then you could score each side in to wrap around. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I hope that helps, Yolanda. Mariah's saying as well, hi, just popped in to see all the lovely creations, such beautiful cards again today. Remember, this is our first show of 2. It is Sunday, so that means one thing. Our later show is going to be Second Chance Sunday. It'll be a roundup of all of the amazing deals and products that you've seen over the last week or so. We've got some great stuff on there. We've got some Paper Dynamics on there. There's some Tri-Blend brush pens, loads of your favourites. You can even get ahead now and have a sneaky little look if you want to over on the website. Go to the website craftscompanion.co.uk.com.au. If you want to shop from this show, of course, hit shop the show button right there. If you want to see what's coming up in the later show, click offers and then click Second Chance Sunday, and you'll be able to see all those deals that are coming your way in just under a couple of hours time. Right, what would you like to share with us next, Debbie?
Right, Joe, I'm going to do your favourite, the Lily border.
Oh,
so I thought we'd get
one.
that. But please tune in later, because you know what, Joe? I love Second Chance Sunday, because it really is, for us as crafters, it's our chance to play with loads of different things and just run through different techniques, showing a bit of stamping, showing a bit of die cutting. I love Second Chance Sunday. So yes, definitely get ahead of us, because there's some really good things coming up there. Right, so I've got my plates again. I've got 2 pieces of cardstock. Now this cardstock is just out of our 8x8 textured card packs. So you can get them online if you don't have them, but they do really nice coordinating cards that you can use. So I'm using 2 different types of blues. Now again, I'm using my base cutting plate for my Gemini, my double-sided cutting plate, then my die and cards, and then your double-sided cutting plate and your top cutting plate. So really nice and easy. And remember, you can watch back. So if you're not sure about anything, you can always make sure that you just watch it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line my first die up on the top of my card, and I'm just centralizing it there, making sure these 2 parts are touching. Then I know I've got that straight edge. I'm then just going to take some tape to tape that to my card, which is just at the bottom here. Now when you put your tape down, just a little tip, try not to go over where it's cutting. You want to tape it where there's some blank space, because otherwise that will end up getting glue going into your next piece of card. Then I'm going to turn my card around to get that texture side, and I'm just going to lay that exactly, these 2 pieces of card are exactly the same size, and then I'm going to take a piece of tape and tape those together as well. So just down the side, just to make sure that doesn't shift. Then I'm putting my double-sided cutting plate on the top and my cutting plate. Now, just in case you've only just joined us, we're doing double-sided edgeable dies. You will need the double-sided plates to go with them. But once you've made that purchase, you don't need to ever worry about your double-sided plates again. You might need them way down the line when you've cut shreds out of them, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cuts on them. But until then, once you've got them, at least you know you're confident enough to be able to buy any other ones there. So what I've got here is my...
I was engrossed there, Debbie. I don't know if you saw. Cut to me and I was like this. I was mesmerised by the demonstration. Zoned out. That's what happens when I'm over here.
Is that my dulcet tones,
It
Joe?
was. I was very, very engrossed, I was.
So again, I'm just cutting the edges out of the top of our card, and then just let's just take these bits out. So again, just pop in. I mean, they come out nice and easy, so you just have to...
I know some people use, some crafters use like some sort of plastic wrapping or whatever that goes in there and around their dies. Some people put like sheets of stuff in, don't they, to make things cut more easily and stuff. We don't ever tend to do that with our dies. Is it something we don't recommend, or is it just personal preference, Debbie?
Actually, Joe, it's just because we don't need it. We're lucky enough to have the Gemini. So the Gemini is the absolute, for me, supreme die cutting machine out there.
So it means that we don't need to put any of those sheets or anything like that in there?
No, we don't need those. So, you know, everything has a place, doesn't it, Joe? So, and obviously sheets have a place if you need them, but we have the Gemini, which means we've got the ultimate pressure, so we don't need to put any of the sheets or cutting. If you feel like you wanted to do that, then absolutely, again, it's personal preference. So, right, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to bring in a card blank here. Pop my dies to the side, and then we're going to bring in our cardstock and some extra bits to decorate. So what I've done is I wanted to do a sort of stand-up tent fold, and I'm just going to layer these on the top. Now what's nice about these, you can see that as soon as we layer them together, we get that perfect fit because our card was the same size, and it just gives us this really nice 3D effect, which looks amazing. So again, I'm going to bring in my glue pen, my dotty glue pen, because it's great for your intricate dies, which means it'll be able to glue perfectly well. And in fact, I'm just going to bring in my tacky glue because it's one of my favourite glues to use.
That feeds into a question which I had from June, actually. June says, can you tell me the difference between the two wet glues? When would you use one over the other? So what are they going to do for us? These
I love this. You know what, Joe? It's my favourite question from most questions at all, because when I first started crafting, which was quite a few years ago, glues completely baffled me. I just didn't get it. I didn't get why you would need, when we're at school, we have a PVA glue, sticks everything. Or we had the glue sticks, didn't we? Do you remember the prick sticks that we used to have? So there was nothing baffling about glue. You had a glue and you used it. So, but now we have different glues for different things. And once you know what they're for, it just makes sense and it all becomes easy. So tacky glue is the glue of my choice. That's the glue that you can use on absolutely most things, nearly everything. Now we have a solvent-based glue, which is the all-purpose. Now it's called all-purpose because it dries like concrete, it sticks everything, it's amazing. But what a solvent glue does is it actually can take off the shine or coating of any coated cardstock. So if you've got mirror cardstock, it's going to take that shine off of it. If you've got a Centura pearl, it's going to take that coating off. So always use a tacky glue for something like that. Tacky glue is also the glue that we would do construction with. So if you was to do something that you want to last, like a box that's going to keep being opened all the time, you definitely want to use a tacky glue that's going to be really strong, because once it goes together, it is so strong it is never going to fall apart. So yes, all glues do have that purpose. The other thing with the all-purpose wet glue is it's more maneuverable. So if you want something to put down but you still want to, if you're not very good, I mean I'm not very good actually at matching edges up, or I get it wonky, you can actually maneuver it for quite a bit before it dries. So that's a really good one to go for if you want to have that movability on there.
Awesome. I hope that answers your question, June. Yes, I think it did. I don't think there's anything you didn't cover there, Debbie. Very, very thorough.
They're laughing at me, Joe. They're laughing in the gallery because I'm being very thorough. You know what? I'm a bit passionate. Does it show I'm a bit passionate about glues?
It does. It does. I just had another question in as well.
Are you sure you want me to answer it, Joe?
No, I do. It's from Murky, who says, I have the lily border on this die collection, on the everyday ones, Debbie, and I don't see a lily. And that's the one that you're using just there. And to be honest, I don't see a lily either, do you?
Well, funny enough...
Is it like a traditional sort of crest pattern or something?
I think it must be, because I thought exactly the same thing, and I thought to myself, well, that's weird because it's not really a lily pattern, but I'm assuming it must be a crest shape.
I think that's what it is.
Yes, definitely. It's a nice name, isn't it, Lily?
Lily. It is a crest shape.
Look
Indeed, that is
at
what it is. Murky Campbell on Facebook. That is the reason why. Yeah. So it must be like a crest or coat of arms style shape. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yes, it is indeed. There you go. See, every day's a school day, even a Sunday here at Crafters TV.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of very, very off the 90s. I was an usher at a wedding in probably 93, 94. Was I an usher or was I a page boy? One of the two anyway. I had a waistcoat on that was that style. So imagine sort of that printed onto velvet. It was very, very 90s with top hat and tails.
I bet you looked amazing, Joe.
I think so. I should try and get a photo, shouldn't I? I mean, the problem is it was like pre-digital, wasn't it, the 90s? So therefore, there's probably some printed pictures somewhere in my mum and dad's house, but apart from that, black and white. Director Adam just said, "No, how do you think I am?"
That makes me now feel like.
Yeah, I'll have to. Derek said he was 24 years old tomorrow, yesterday, and people believed him apparently in the comments. He does look very youthful. I'm not sure he looks that youthful, but he does look very young for his age. But yeah, so I've got all of these. I need to find a way, Debbie. Maybe I just scan them in. I'm so terrible with technology. Or in all the printed pictures that we've got at home, all the photos, I need to get them digitalised and get them online, I think, before we end up losing them somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that is what's going to eventually happen, isn't it? So, and I do worry, Joe, because I do think we tend to use our social media platforms for all our photographs and they don't get saved. And if anything ever happened to our accounts, I mean, what would happen to all of our...
I mean, you look at all the... Did you ever have... Was it MySpace? Does anyone ever remember MySpace?
Oh
I used to have a MySpace account.
That's a long time.
So cringe. You can go back now. If you had a MySpace account, you can still you can still log into your MySpace. Just look at some of the cringy stuff that you used to write back in the day. That looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that butterfly dye, Debbie.
Yeah, I really love using bold colours, and purple and blues just look great together. So I've used one of our double-sided layering butterflies and just used it with that lily border, and it just looks gorgeous. So many different ways you can use them for.
Absolutely lovely. Carlene's asked as well, where's that paper from there, Debbie?
The paper, this is Sarah's Rose Garden.
Awesome.
Yes, Rose Garden. It's one that it's not the Rose Garden. I've said the wrong one. It's the no, Garden of Love.
Garden of Love. Oh, you might let the cat out of the bag there about a new signature collection, but I think we already previed it on Tuesday, so it's fine.
I was thinking as I said that.
Because if this was last week, you'd be in, well, I mean, we'd be off air now. They're taking us off air already. We'd have been out in the Law Court of Leanne out backstage area. Now, don't forget, you can use that extra discount. Remember, if you're spending over £30 or $30, you'll get an extra £10 or $10 off because you've got that code WCD 10 off 30 is the code you need to put in at checkout. Don't forget though, you can double discount with us here at Crafters TV. So you've got a discount on this product, you've then got that voucher code giving you another discount, that's 2 not 1. Then you can even still use your Club Inspired discount as well. If you're new to us here at Crafters TV, then here are all the details of Club Inspired.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
what are you waiting for? Indeed, make sure you are in the club because it's how you get even better discounts with us here at Crafted TV. Sue is asking what die that butterfly was that you just used in that last demo, Debbie.
I haven't got it with me to hand because I prepped at home, but it is the double-sided butterfly. So I'm sure if you typed into our website, double-sided butterfly die.
I think we had
it's a large one. It's, yeah.
I think we had it, we definitely had it because I remember seeing it on a show last week or the week before. So go find it. You'll definitely find it over there on our website. I want to take you again through these everyday double-sided edgeables that you've got right here because these are awesome because what it's doing is it's cutting the matte and the topper for you as well at the same time. So you can see there you've got the blue in the background with the white over the top. And it really is very, very detailed, which is why I think they look so stunning. You've then got this one here, which is your hearts, as you can see. Again, you've got that base layer and that top layer on there as well. The next one just here for you is the fleur-de-lis, as you can see, which is very, very gorgeous, very regal, the fleur-de-lis, still with those floral elements running through there. This one here, I absolutely love. This is that diamond lattice border that you've got just there, which I think is really, really gorgeous. So detailed. You've then got the garden border, which is this one just here. Again, really lovely. Someone's used 2 of these here. Absolutely, you are more than welcome to do that. And then finally, this one here, which is your lily border, which I think is really, really gorgeous. Again, you've got that wonderful detail cut all the way through there, which is awesome. Now you can go for all of them if you want to. Go for them all together. It's how you get the best value for money. £50 or $89. You're not going to pay that, are you? Because remember, you're going to get your club discount. You're going to use that extra £10 or $10 off as well. If you wanted to, you can mix and match as well across the everyday and along with the Christmas ones as well. I'm going to run you through the Christmas collection. You can get the Christmas collection on its own, or you can get it on $22 or $25 to get 2 of these, which is absolutely awesome. So let's start off with this one just here. Now this is your dashing through the snow that you've got just here. So what it's cutting for you is it's cutting this element here, which is the base element, and then this element, which is your topper element as well, which is going to go over the top of there. This one just here is exactly the same concept for you. This is the Bethlehem skyline. It's going to cut this base layer, and then it's also going to cut that topper layer for you as well. I love this next one. This next one is the baubles or the ornaments, depending on what you call them where you are. Again, you've got the base layer and you've got that top layer on there as well. The next thing we've got is also the string of lights. Now this string of lights one is awesome if you want to do like a stained glass window technique. If you want to colour in some acetate, pop that behind there. It gives you a really lovely effect. Also a good one to extend, and one that you could use the topper layer on its own. I think works just as well as it does when it is laid alongside the base layer there. So again, there's lots of different options when it comes to you using this one. The next one we've got here is your trio of trees, as you can see. A really, really lovely one. Again, great for wooded scenes all the year through. Don't think about just using this for Christmas. And then finally this one here, which is your snow flow. It's got that lovely base element and then all of that very fine detail there on the topper as well. £65 or $65, so 65 wherever you are shopping today. Your saving in the US is huge on this one. $36.94 is your saving if you are across in the US. Remember, you can mix and match across both of them. We've got the double-sided plates on the show as well. Debbie, it's really important, isn't it, if you want to use double-sided dies, that you get these correct plates, these double-sided plates to use alongside them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say to everyone, even if you're not quite sure you want to go for double-sided dies yet, get yourself some plates, because we have just some amazing designs coming up in the future, as well as ones that we've already launched in the past, as well as all these edgeables today. But once you've got your double-sided plates, you never need to worry then, and you can just buy whatever double-sided dies you want. They're amazing plates. They're made out of carbon, I believe. They're really strong. Your plates will come looking like this. Don't forget you've got 2 sides to each plate, so make sure it's not as important to rotate them like we say with our cutting shims for the Gemini, but it's important because you just want to use all that space to cut on. So if I bring my 2 plates in, you can see that they're cut on all sides, so all of the sides you just cut on. But if I aim them this way, they are really completely straight. They're going to last you a long time, and thousands of cuts, in fact, before you ever need to replace them. So they're really good to go for, pop in your basket, and then you never need to worry about using double-sided dies. Now, what's great about double-sided dies, Joe, is all you need is your 2 cutting platforms in your Gemini and your 2 die cutting platforms for your double-sided dies. That's it. So it's so simple. These 2 go between these 2, and between all of those goes your double-sided dies and your paper. And to be able to cut, I mean, if we just take a moment to really think about the technology that's gone into these dies, to be able to cut top and bottom in one pass at the same time, that's amazing. And for any crafter, that's super quick and amazing to be able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with another everyday one, and we're going to go for our heart to heart. This is a beautiful one. Now, if you want to go for any ones in particular, the heart one is the one that's going to last all year round, for your birthdays, for your Mother's Days, for your Easters, for your even Christmas. I mean, it's just going to be an amazing die. And then you've got your Valentine's Day, you've got your anniversaries, you've got your weddings. They just are such amazing dies to go for. Anything that's got hearts on, just really lovely. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I want to cut down my plate here, all I've done is wrapped my piece of card around that base there. And then we're just going to pop our die on here. Now we've got 2 lines just here, which I'm just going to make sure that's all lined up, and then grab myself a piece of tape, and I'm just going to pop that just on the edge, not over the die cut, but just on the edge, and that will just keep it into place. I've then got myself some beautiful Centura pearl. This is our Christmas red Centura pearl, which is pretty and really lovely, and obviously because we're using hearts, I thought it'd be nice to do a nice red card. And all they're then going to do is add our double-sided plate and our top plate to cut them through, and then we're just going to run them through our Gemini.
Awesome.
So nice and easy.
Stephanie's saying it's too funny listening to Joe talk about older technology. She says she's remembering her first clunky computer and floppy disk connecting to AOL through dial-up and waiting on the finally hearing, "You've got mail." It does seem like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? How quickly it's all come on.
Yeah.
I definitely remember dial-up, like waiting for things to load. And then someone being on the phone, picking the phone up, wee, 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 and like, get off the phone, I'm on the internet.
Exactly. And actually everything was old. I mean, we had an old Atari. Does anyone remember the Atari systems with the video
I don't think
games?
I had an Atari.
And even they took ages to load. They were like a cartridge, Joe, that you put in the top.
Oh,
And
yes.
it was all the Space Invaders.
I had a Nintendo, I think, like a Nintendo something that had it. You know, it wasn't working, so you took it out, blow in the cartridge and put it back in again and hope that it
Yes.
works. Yeah, we've all been there.
It's strange, isn't it? So, and actually, we never used to mind waiting for anything because it was all new technology and we loved it. And now, if a computer takes a second to load, it's too slow.
Yeah.
Right,
Really moved on,
so
haven't we?
what we've got here is our, I mean, look how beautifully that has cut, no problem whatsoever. And then we've got our next base die, and look at all these hearts in here, all these hearts. They'd be great for your shaker cards or any little embellishments that you want to do. Now what this does is creates, let me just trim that edge off and the top edge. And that has created a really lovely, with embellished hearts inside. They've actually embossed into there. I'm not sure if the camera's picking them up, but we've got these embossed hearts which look beautiful. And what they are going to do is when we pop this across, you're going to be able to see those embellished hearts, which look really lovely. So this is another case of not cutting your card to size until you've cut it out, because otherwise if it's slightly out, you're going to get a wonky edge on there. So what I would say for this one is actually glue this into place at the front, and then you can just trim it round and it will just fit perfectly. So that's what we're going to do there. So I'm just going to move all my workings out the way and my boards, and then we're just going to do just that. So this time we're doing our side, so we've got it at the side, so it'll become down the side part. We're going to just glue all this into place. So what I am going to do is just turn it over. The first thing, chucking everything everywhere, is just pop some tape around this side bit. Oh, yeah, we've come to the little silver bit. If you ever worry about whether your tape's left, you've got a little silver notch there. Can you see it coming through? That means that you've ended your tape. So chuck that one away and we will, where's my glue? There we go. Let's just pop
Well, there's
some
loads of them
glue.
in stock at the moment, so you're in luck, Debbie. You know, we had the great tape pen shortage, didn't we? Of
Oh my goodness,
2020.
it was awful, wasn't it? Everyone was hiding them in the office. It was, yeah, it wasn't a good place to be. Your tape pen was not safe.
No, I didn't. I lost many out of the bottom drawer in my desk over in the office. I can assure you. Well, they are in stock at the moment. I think the 12 packs are still in stock at the moment as well. You can buy a dozen of them at a time, which is basically how we send them out to our retail store. So you're never going to need run out again. We now moved into the great Xyron shortage of 2020, though, Debbie.
Yes, we have. It's so true.
It's been a while waiting for those.
Yeah, which is such a shame. I can't wait till they come in, and I hope one day we get to do a Xyron show because it is one of my most favourite products. I love the Xyron. So
have you got one at home, or are you out?
No, I'm lucky enough.
Ooh.
I've actually, I shouldn't say it, but
Don't tell anyone where your craft room is.
I have a spare. I've not even used one. Mine. I've got a spare cartridge, but it's at home. It's not coming anywhere out of the house. So just cutting that to shape. So we've got our beautiful edge there. Then what I've got is just some lovely gold mirror cards. I'm going to bring this into play, and we're just going to pop this on the edge on the inside of our card, because what that's going to do is allow us to see through all the little hearts. And actually I just had a thought, Joe, and if I'd thought before to do it, we've got double-sided adhesive sheets on the show. If you was to pop them onto the inside of your card here, you could glitter through the hearts and have your own little glittered hearts. That would be amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they would be lovely. So in fact, they'd be amazing. Why did I not think of that, Joe, until just then? So if you haven't got adhesive sheets and you're going for the double-sided dies, they would be amazing, because if you put them over onto your adhesive sheet, you could glitter that whole area
all of that
and
white,
have
all
that
of the
glittered.
bit that was all that bit that's
It would
white
all
would
be,
it glitter?
yeah, it would all get glittered. That would be amazing. So again, I'm just using some, I've decided that this show is going to use all my lovely chunky ribbon, because it's something I don't use a lot of. I'm just going to grab myself another tape pen. There we go. And just pop our ribbon on there. Can you believe that, Joe?
Oh,
another
Debbie, what
silver
you like?
bit. Can you believe that? They're all running out on me today.
It's because you've got loads on the go, that's why.
I know. Why is it we can't just stick to one? We always have to have loads, don't we? So popping our ribbon on, and I've then just got some flowers and one of our big words. And again, this is off of one of Sarah's collections. And I'm just going to, let's do that on a wonk going up the card. And then we've just got some really pretty flowers. So I'm going to pop them on.
This is a really lovely project, this one.
Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to do something different and add to it. And also, I'm a big lover of, a lot of people use just two colours. I love to bring a third colour in. So having that white, the red and the gold makes something really stand out. So I'm just going to cut my ribbon. There we go. And on the other side. And then we're just going to add some flowers. I've always got, make your own if you can. I just thought for quickness, I just had some
we had an amazing new launch on, what day was it? Where are we now? Was it Friday? With a new flower forming launch that was here with Sarah. I was so incredibly busy. I know a lot of you will have those. Don't think about just using them on their own. Absolutely bring them in with your card projects. This would be a great way to use some of those brand new flowers that you saw. They're just really, really lovely, and especially compared to buying them yourself, I think you could really cost effective, aren't they, to make?
Yeah, so much so. Yes, I unfortunately didn't have time to make them, but definitely make your own flowers. They would be amazing. But look how pretty that card is, Joe. So anniversaries, engagements, Valentine's, weddings, anything like that, the heart one is going to be for you. So get the ones that are important to you. If not, go for the full collection and it covers you for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. The best way to get the best value is to go for them in their collections. £50 at $89, and no one's going to spend that. Remember, you've got the extra £10 off, so you can, spending over £30 or dollars, you can get another £10 or dollars off, so you get some £40 or $79. So just thinking about this then, what would Club Inspire Platinum members get this for? They would actually get this for £30, which is amazing, isn't it? Because your discount would bring it down to £40, and an extra £10 off would bring it to £30, which is amazing value, or $69 if you're in the US. I think it might be more than $69 you'd get off. So you get $18 off to begin with. So that would take it to $61 if you were in the US. Incredible value for money, however you look at this. Loads more of you have been sending pictures in to us, which we adore. Katrina sent this one in. Very, very gorgeous. Love that detailed elements there. This next one's come in from... Karen sent the next one in. Check this one out. Check this one out, Debbie. Look at that. It's very modern. She made it for her sister. It's in Boss Miracle in the background, apparently.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Isn't it incredible that I love people please send in all your pictures, because they just show so many different ways to use things. Yeah, they're amazing. Love them.
What was that big pink thing in the background? Can we go back and have another look? Let's have another look. It's a little character in it's a half man, half flamingo.
With a mask.
Karen, you're going to have to let us know in more detail. What is that all about there in the background?
I love the hat.
Do let us know. Katrina's asked, I'm not sure the answer to this, Debbie. Will the double-sided dies cut through felt?
Yeah, I believe they would. You might just have to put them through maybe twice, and also use your metal shim. So if we've got some felt to hand, I don't know if we have, Joe. Have you got any felt your end? Because we could always try.
I'll have a little.
If we can get some felt, we can have a run through.
I'll have a rummage, see what I can find. I'm not sure that we do, but we will have another little.
But give it a try. That's the main thing. Give it a try.
Absolutely.
Use your metal shim and just put it through a couple of times. But I'm pretty sure it would cut through. Yeah.
Awesome. I just want to quickly run you through these Christmas collection. What you're getting again here in this collection. Very busy across both of these. The double-sided element means, of course, that you're going to be able to get twice that cutting done as once. So if you look in here, you can see all of this one with a tree, for instance. What you've got is that back panel there, which is this element, and then all of this fine detailing here is from your tree. The next one we've got here, this is the Bethlehem skyline as well, and you can see here what you've got is all of that lovely detailing there across the middle. You've also got your string of lights, which is this one here. I love how that's been used as a topper. You've got those gorgeous ornaments in there. We've got that Christmas skyline for you, and of course you've got that gorgeous snow flurry there as well, which is beautiful. £65 or $65 to get your hands on that one. Right, Debbie, are we going festive now?
Oh, we're definitely going festive. And what's better than having a festive tree? I've saved this one because I love it. I love Christmas trees and me at Christmas. It's the thing that I put up first. At the beginning of the month of December, my tree goes up and I don't let anybody else touch the tree. I'm the only person that gets to decorate the tree. So I am a little bit selfish with the tree. So, but I don't mind. I think I'm allowed to be with the Christmas tree. So I've got all my bits here, and I want to show you how we can put a relatively quick card together and using some really lovely elements from the Christmas tree. So let me just find, oh there it is, put it down, my die. So with the Christmas tree, this one works slightly different because it's giving us a lovely cut-in element for our tree that you put into your card blank, and then it's got these really nice trees which give you an outline tree which work really well. So what I'm going to do first of all is use my green card to cut the main tree.
Hey, is there any
just
top,
making
is there
sure,
any sort
sorry
of
Joe,
top
I went
tip?
quiet.
Is there any top tip to know what's the top layer and what's the base layer when you get these home and you look at them for the first time?
So when you get your dies, you will notice that there's quite a noticeable cutting line on any of the dies. So if I turn that round the right way, you can see that this is the outline to the cutting, and you've probably got minimal cutting on one side. So I would always say that the minimal cutting and the main outline is always the one that you would cut into your base card.
Awesome.
And if you're not sure, and then you can see these ones are going to give us different effects. So it's quite self-explanatory, but if you're not sure, just cut it through 2 pieces of scrap card and then you will see which side you use on what. So
Awesome.
And I've done it myself, Joe. I've literally put them on the wrong side and cut them into the wrong card and literally had the whole card fall apart. So it does happen, but it is quite self-explanatory. So again, if you haven't got the double-sided plates, that's the only thing you do need. They come in twos. Grab yourself some of the double-sided plates because that's all you need to work the actual double-sided dies. Now with this one, all I'm going to do, I've took just a small card blank and I'm going to layer my card just on the front here. Now I can see that my 2 bits here are going to touch the edges and it's nice and straight into the card, cutting it into there. And then I'm going to use my darker card, so bringing in this one just over the top. There we go. Then we're going to use our cutting plates. I'm just turning it. I like to keep rotating them. Pop that onto the top and then we're going to use our cutting plate for the Gemini on top of that. So it really is so simple to use them. And then we're going to run them through our machine. I mean,
Awesome.
the great thing with having the Gemini is it takes no time at all. In fact, with the big Gemini, you can use them on the smaller Gemini. I tend to work more with the bigger machine because then you know it's going to fit all the dies no matter what you're doing. But if you have got the Junior, you can get Junior double-sided dies and they're going to work just as well through there as well.
And that crunching, not anything to worry about there, Debbie?
No, nothing to worry about at all. So what the Gemini does, as it's running through, it detects what you've got. So obviously, you probably notice it maybe, and I'm surprised we've not had a message about that, is why it clunks more than normal dies. The dies are thicker. So, and it is because they're double-sided. We've got two dies. So they're not a lot thicker, but if you was to hold this and a regular thin metal die, there is a slight difference in it, which is why you only need these cutting plates to use them with. So you can see it's cut out this line here. Again, just take your scissors and just snip into there and into the top. Always allow yourself that little bit of gap because you can always trim them down if you need to. And that creates a really nice edge on the front of our card. I'm just going to take my poker tool and just pop out those little bits.
Awesome. Don't forget we've got that essential collection for you with the edge balls as well, where you get the pokey tool, the low tack tape and the pastel cardstock as well. Very busy on that one over on the website, so do make sure you grab hold of that as well. And that glue bundle proving very busy at the moment as well. Don't forget loads of stuff coming up in our Second Chance Sunday show as well. In just over an hour's time, myself and Debbie will be here with 2 hours, a big roundup of what is being the best of the week so far, which is awesome. The waist on these as well, quite definitely usable, would you say, Debbie?
Oh, so usable. So this bit, Joe, is the actual die cut that gives you that extra element. So I'm just going to pop out those bits and then you'll be able to see when we layer it on top, they work really well. So this bit then fits. I mean, how clever are these? This then goes around your tree and creates that amazing panel around there, which looks incredible. Now, this bit here you could use because you could also put that in the background and that's going to create those shadow effects. You can then bring in this little scrap tree, which is a perfect tree that you can layer inside or have just inside your card. So you've got that extra layer of tree coming out there. But what we are going to do, now I've cut some extra elements. So, because I thought it'd be really nice not to just have those two-sided, double-sided dies, we could create more elements about them. So this bit here is the same thing. So you see we've cut this out again, but this time I've just cut the edge off because actually what I want to do is pop this over this side. So now we can create an illusion of more of a forest. And if I just bring in my red one, which is here, this one, and the reason I did this is the same as this one, but when you layer it over the top, it still gives us that edge because we've cut that out of our card. You can still see through there, which looks lovely. And then you can layer this on top. So I'm just going to pop all this together so you can see how it all looks all layered up. And it just gives a really different effect and really Christmassy because we're using those lovely greens and reds.
Absolutely awesome. Love the collar combo here as well. And I think when you get these home, you'll definitely spend some time digging around in your stash and, you know, discovering all your for your bit box. I bet these are going to be great, these dies, Debbie, you know, helping use up all those offcuts that you might have.
Oh, so much so. In fact, it's perfect. Double-sided dies are perfect for all your offcuts because that's exactly what you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to cut all those different things, use all those scraps. And actually, I always think, Joe, with a scrap box, that you come across then different combinations of colours and some colours that you're not really sure will go together suddenly start to work really well together. I love greens because there's so many different varieties of colour. Well, in any colours, there's different varieties. But greens, then they're the colours for me that really go well together. No matter what greens you put together, they look good together.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, a lot of people I know went for those new paper pads, those new textured cardstock paper pads that we bought out. I bet they would be awesome with this collection as well, the 12x12 ones that we bought out a little while ago. Those, if you want another chance to get hold of those 12x12 pads, I believe my masterclass tomorrow with Sarah, those pads will be back on then, so you'll need to join me for that. I was just double checking it is tomorrow. Yeah, I've got an aperture diorama show, a masterclass with Sarah in the morning, so make sure you join us both for that one. That will be loads of fun. And then in the evening I'll be back with Debbie Robinson, and we've got the Lily collection on our Monday Maker show, amongst a few other bits as well. So loads of great stuff coming up on those two shows tomorrow. It's a brand new week we kick off. I'm a bit discombobulated today, Debbie. I'm gonna level with you, right?
Why are you confused?
Because it's Monday today for me, but it's Sunday.
Yes,
so, and it's really strange because see, when like my Monday's like a Thursday, I'm all right. It doesn't really matter because I know it's definitely not real Monday. It's just my fake Monday. When my Monday's on like Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, it starts to things get a bit strange.
Yeah, and also, Joe, you're going to have a really long week.
Oh no, because it's fine because it's Friday on Wednesday for me, so that's fake Friday on Wednesday, so I'm all right.
That's why he's discombobulated.
Absolutely, it is indeed, yes. Evelyn said, when you put your tree up, can you put a picture up and share it with us?
Yeah,
please,
I always do. Yeah, my tree's the same every year. I've got one of those. It's artificial. I like an artificial tree.
You?
Yes, I do. I love an artificial
How
tree.
do you feel about fibre optic trees?
Yeah, no, I quite like them.
Okay.
I haven't got one, but I do like fibre optic
Craig
trees.
really doesn't like them, and
He
then it
doesn't
turns
like
out Debbie Robinson's got one. She's fuming. She had a right go at him.
So I'm going to show this one, Joe, so you can see how beautiful that builds up. And then all I've done, I'm going to just bring in another one, which I've done, and all I've done is stamped a sentiment inside the card. But look at the difference that looks there, where we can bring in a little sentiment at the side, layer those trees up. I mean, that for me is the perfect Christmas card to do for anyone, for your family, for your friends, for your teachers, for your children. It looks amazing, and people will ask how you've done it because the build up of it and those double-sided dies look incredible.
Yeah, they do look absolutely gorgeous. Michelle says she loves this edge board because she uses the trees as well on other projects, which is awesome. Denise says, wow, lots of Joe this week. Yay! Yeah, I do 4 days on, 4 days off. That is my new shift pattern. So today's my first day of 4. I'll be with you till Wednesday. But then actually, I'm back on Sunday. Got an extra day next week. You with me? I'm with you, sorry, I should say, 5 days next week. Karen's got a whole room full of flamingos. She's a woman after my own heart. And this one here is what? So it's the stand. It's a stand from a farmer's market. Look at the size of it. It's like as big as the window, Debbie. Check it out.
Wow.
How awesome is that?
Actually,
Has it got a face mask on as well?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I think
Yeah.
it's got a face mask. That's brilliant. How big is it?
It looks like it's about 4 foot from here.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And we've got another picture apparently of the whole room. I will share that one with you. Karen, I love it. You are flamingoing loco over there. It looks amazing. We'll share with you a picture in a minute as well of the other one. Here it comes. So there is that chat. Here we go. This one will give you more of an idea. Look at the size of it. What's that? What's that above it on the wall? What is it? Oh yes, I see it now. Yeah.
You're obsessed with flamingos. I think if there was an obsession to be had, I think flamingos are the things to be obsessed with.
Yeah, flamingos, llamas, unicorns. What's the difference between a llama and an alpaca? That was a conversation we were having the other day. is a whole new
Oh, I'm not even going to ask then.
kettle
to
of
get that
worms. That's not a
started.
thing, is it? It's
Kettle
a
of
can of
fish.
worms or a kettle of fish. Yeah, kettle of worms. Maybe that could be a
Kettle
new
of
one.
worms.
I don't. We make it up as we go along here most of the time. Anyway, you guys know that. Getting very busy. Don't forget, across the two collections that you've seen, the Christmas or the everydays, you can totally mix and match if you want to. Any two for £22 or $25 if you want to grab them like that. What I'd say is get two sets of two if you're going to get them, because then you can use that extra £10 or $10 off. Remember, when you're spending £10 or £30 or $30 across anything, we're going to give you an extra £10 or $10 off using the code along the bottom of the screen there, because it was World Card Day just yesterday. So we're going to give you a little bit of an extra juicy bonus just to say thanks for being so fabulous. Now, Debbie, I hear you want to try and squeeze one more in for the end of the show.
And do you know what, Joe? I don't
right?
know if we're doing a record here, but this is our seventh.
Is it seven?
Seventh demo.
Is it really?
It's our seventh demo. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get 6 in, and we've done 7. I was just counting them, and I thought, my goodness, we've actually done 7. This is our 7th.
Are you sure?
Yes, look, just look. We did this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, we did.
We've done 6.
Wowzers, that must be some sort of record.
I think it must be. Yeah, I'm well happy with that. I didn't think we were going to get 6 in.
I'm going to do 7
And
then.
I've got a 7th one, which I never thought I was going to use. So I'm well happy to get a 7th one in. So let's get started. So I'm going to use the ball one. We're going to do a slightly different card. More D's. Yeah, Debbie's double demo day. So what we've got here is I've got a piece of card, and I'm going to make a bit of an unusual card, and if I don't get a chance to tell you the measurements, because I know we're going to run out of time otherwise, I will take a picture and I'll post them later on my Facebook page. So I'm going to be creating sort of a double fold back card using the dies. I've already marked out a line because I want to make sure I get them straight, so I've just popped them in between the 2 notches so I know they're even each side. Just going to take a little bit of tape, pop that into place, and then I'm going to place a piece of our Centura Pearl. So I'm just using the lilac. I'm using 2 colours. I'm using the deep purple and the lilac, and I'm just going to place them over the top. It doesn't matter where that is, because what this is going to do is cut out the whole outline of them baubles. So as long as it covers the die, I know that's going to cut out. Then I'm going to place my double-sided die plate over the top, so that's sandwiched between the 2 dies, and then pop in our top plate. Run them through the Gemini. That's going to cut beautifully in one pass. Then we're going to do that again, but I've already got one that I can show you that's ready somewhere. Yes, I have, and show you how really it works, that you can use 2 of the dies on one piece of card. So you take this one out, and you can see how lovely that's cut all the way through there. So you can see our cutting. Take that away. That creates this really lovely topper. And then when you pop all these bits out, which will all just come out of there, so that'll create this, all your bauble layouts there. And what I've got here is I've again took it out, run it through the Xyron, so that's created this beautiful piece here. Take this out of your card. This gives you a really nice cut-out base layer. Just pop them bits out. And then we're going to fold this back on itself. So I'm just going to cut this piece here. So where they go up, just cut that off and that piece off. And that creates one part of our card. Now what I'm going to do is just bring in this next one so you can see what I've done. So this bit is this side bit. And then what I've done is use the die again on the opposite side. So I've created here these 2 little lines where we just run that down, cut that again. But this time what we're going to do, it will cut the opposite way. So it'll cut into the card, and then you can fold that back. So you fold it back on itself. Can you see?
Yeah, following
Going
that.
back like that, yeah. So that creates this really lovely illusion card, which means when I cut this piece out, I then popped the purple piece over the top. So that creates this side of the bauble. And then we obviously done the lilac one for this side. And we're just going to pop these together. So just using it. And I am sorry we use the Xyron because it's just so easy to...
Teasing us, aren't you, Debbie? Teasing us
I
for
know,
that Xyron.
they will be back in stock. They just sell so well, the Xyrons, and I'm not surprised why. Now because I'm using white card, it's harder to line up because I can't see it, but we will get there. There we go. Just popping that on there. Then our next piece in a darker contrasting purple, and I am teasing because we sold this out as well yesterday, Joe, so we haven't got none of the deep purple, and it is one of my favourites in the Centura Pearl colours, but we will again get that back in. And what I also didn't realise, Joe, if we're ever out of stock of anything, we were saying yesterday, if you go on to the Crafters Companion website, you can pop your email in and it will tell you when it's back in stock.
Absolutely.
So it'll inform you, which is amazing.
And that's why sometimes stuff comes in and goes straight out of stock again, because there's a lot of people on that wait list for it. But you can just pop over there, pop your email address in, and we'll drop you a line. Save you keep checking back, you'll know exactly when it comes in stock.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really a great way, because there's nothing sometimes more frustrating, is there, than someone using something and you can't get hold of it. But it really doesn't take long, and it's really good that we inform you of that as well. So just pop in these really pretty papers down. And then I've just got a border on this side.
You're loving this in the comments as well. Sue King says, this fold back die cut card is something different. Great new idea. Is this so did you have this one prepped, or is this you just sort of like on the cuff, off the cuff?
No, I did have, yeah, I did have it, Joe. I think I love when you're doing master classes, and you'll know this at home, absolutely, is you suddenly get all these ideas of doing different cards, and one idea leads to the next idea, and then before you know it, you've done more than you really need to do. And I always would rather do that. I've lost my, oh, there it is. I had a bow. I always would rather do
the bows
over,
today,
just in case. I love my ribbons, yeah. Just, if you love your ribbons, let me know, because I'm a bit of a hoarder of ribbons. I have a chest of drawers that has 3 big drawers in it just full of ribbon.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed with ribbons, and I did think I need to start using them. So I've been using them on everything. So you'll notice lots of my demos all have ribbons on, just to use some of our cards. And I also had a sentiment, but I've mislaid that, but that's fine. I've got another one I can show you, but if I bring that to the side, you'll be able to see, I mean, look how unusual that one is, where it pulls out and just gives that really nice effect. And if I just bring this one in, all I've done is put a Jingle Bells on the inside, just from one of our sentiment dies that we've got. So there you go, our 7th demo of the 2 hours.
That is amazing, absolutely amazing going. Ginny says, I've bought both of these sets. We're definitely making cards with us. She already has them. She's going to be making cards with them today. June says as well, Joe, you and Debbie have been a great help for me today at how to use these double-sided edgeables. So thank you so much for that. You are more than welcome. You really are. I'm going to run you back through both collections that we have. Let's start off with those Christmas everyday ones as well. So first off for you here, you can see you've got that lovely trio of trees that we've got just there. So again, you've got that base layer. It's going to cut all of that white element there for you, and then above that, what you've got is your outline die there as well. I really love this one. It's one of my favourites in this collection. It is that Bethlehem skyline. Done as a Z fold here, but I love how it's been done as a smaller Z fold. I think that's a really lovely way of using it. The next one we've got is the string of lights, which is this one here. Using it as a topper, I mean, you don't really have to use these as edgeables if you don't want to. Of course you can. You've got so many different techniques that you can use with the edgeables. This one here is your decorations. We've then got this one, which is your dashing through the snow. And then finally, but last but by no means least, can we never? Oh, this needs to go to Bow Hospital. This one, Debbie. Can we do a bit of a patch on this, do you think?
Oh yeah, I can tie a bow.
It's got a bit of a. I'll pop that off to one side of Debbie. That is the snow flurry edgeable. I say a hospital because I'm moving house if it ever happens in the next 2 weeks, hopefully, Debbie. And I went and had a little scout.
Joe.
It will happen. It was meant to have happened like nearly a month ago now. So I know I keep talking about it. It hasn't happened. But I went out for a little scout at the local area yesterday. I guess it's a little bit hipster around there. There's a plant shop opposite opposite me, a plant and homeware shop opposite the apartment, and it's got a plant hospital. You can take, if your plant's poorly, you take it and they check it, you check it into the plant hospital and they sort of give it a bit of TLC and they nurse it back to life for you again. How awesome is that?
You've got 2 plants, Joe. You need
I
to take
have.
those because you've not been taking good care of them back
Well, do you know what? Have you seen them
Purple
recently?
Towers.
Have you seen them recently?
Are they
I think
getting
I've worked it
better?
out. So basically, I've worked out that Nancy doesn't need anywhere near as much water, basically. So I was watering them both the same amount, and the other one's really blooming. It's very full, but I worked out that the other one didn't need as much water. So I water them both on the first day when I arrive at the house, and on the day I leave, I only water one of them. And I've worked out that's what it is. And there's new shoots all over the place now. You should wait till you see them.
I can't wait, Joe.
Right, let's move on to the everyday ones here as well. This one here is that lily board. I think this one needs to go to some sort of craft hospital, this one as well. It's got a little bit injured there. You've then got this one here, which is your garden border, which is gorgeous. You've also got in here the lattice as well, which is that one there. How has that been done there? Is that literally the waist there, Debbie, on the other side that's been created? Or is that a second... Is that the topper element cut again?
Yeah, so what it is, Joe, you've got the top and the bottom, so the double-sided die, and they've actually filled in the gaps with the extra, so it's been paper pieced.
Awesome, I really love that look.
It is amazing.
Really gorgeous feel to that one. This one here is that fleur-de-lis, as you can see. Then we also have the hearts, which are these ones just here. And finally, you've also got those stars there as well. £50 at $89. No one's paying that, of course, because you're going to get your Club Inspired discount on top of that. You're then also going to get as well that extra £10 or $10 off when you spend over £30 or $30. Details there along the bottom of your screen. Use code WCD10off30 is a code. You need to pop that in at checkout, and that's where all the magic will happen for you. Don't forget about those double-sided plates as well. You're going to need those if you want to use your double-sided dies. We do only recommend, of course, using your double-sided dies with your Gemini machines. There's the Junior 1039 or 1356. If you're going for the larger ones, we've got those for you, $15.99 or $19.96. It is a double Debbie day, a double Debbie Sunday here on Crafters TV. What can we expect from our show in just under an hour then, Debbie?
My favourite show of the week. I love doing the Sundays because it is Second Chance Sunday, Joe. We've got so much to show you. We bring back all the things that you love the most. So they're all your requests. They're everything that we love to bring you. And we're literally just going to have a real good play with everything.
Sounds like an absolute treat to me. Don't forget to check out your basket with these 2 gorgeous collections in it. Remember, you've got that 2 for 22 or 25 if you want to go for that multi-bite as well. Get the kettle on, get some breakfast on, grab some lunch, do what you need to do, but make sure you join myself and Debbie back here in precisely 1 hour's time. Massive thanks to all you guys at home. Huge thanks to Debbie, and we'll see you back here in an hour's time. Take care.